The day I took over the lake and dethroned the Queen of Lakeside. If you're reading this while pretending to be in the bathroom to escape another endless HOA meeting, or you're sitting in your parked car with the engine off just so your spouse doesn't catch you, drop a comment right now. Hiding in the toilet or car outside. I swear this story will keep your eyes glued to the screen until the very last word. My name is Ethan Blackwood. Just 2 months ago, I still thought I was the luckiest guy on earth, sold my software company for a nine-figure exit at 41, retired early, and moved to a quiet, gated community to heal with my 13-year-old daughter, Mia. My wife, Laura, passed away from heart disease a little over a year ago. The only thing that could pull Mia out of her grief, the only thing that still felt like us, was sitting on a dock with fishing rods in our hands. Those lazy afternoons by the water were the last memories we had of the three of us together as a complete family. So when I went house hunting, I had exactly one non-negotiable requirement. It had to be near fishable water. The realtor pitched Lakeside Haven like it was suburban heaven, luxury homes, 24/7 security, top-rated schools, and a gorgeous 5-acre man-made lake right in the heart of the neighborhood. She did hesitate a little when the HOA came up, saying the president, Mrs. Evelyn Hargrove, was very dedicated to protecting property values. I smirked. I'd gone toe-to-toe with greedy CEOs and shark lawyers my whole career. One neighborhood control freak piece of cake. Biggest mistake of my life. Evelyn Hargrove wasn't a control freak. She was a venomous snake wearing pearls. Our very first peaceful Saturday morning, Mia and I were on the community dock. She had just reeled in a tiny largemouth bass, her eyes sparkling for the first time in forever. Out of nowhere, a shrill voice sliced through the air. "What in God's name do you think you're doing?" She was about 60, perfectly coiffed curls, designer athleisure holding a tablet like it was a royal scepter. Fishing is absolutely prohibited on this lake. $500 fine effective immediately. I'm Evelyn Hargrove, president of the HOA. Mia froze. I forced myself to stay calm. "Good morning, ma'am. Ethan Blackwood, new owner at 12 Willow Lane." The listing agent specifically said the lake was a community amenity, and fishing was encouraged. She smirked and flipped open her tablet. "New rule passed last month. Every household was emailed. If you didn't read it, that's on you." Funny thing, our inbox was spotless. No email, no flyer, nothing taped to the door. She went on about the environment's safety and maintaining an elegant atmosphere, but the way she looked down at our cheap rods made the real message crystal clear. This was class warfare in pastel colors. Mia burst into tears on the walk home. I hugged her, promised I'd fix it, then spent the entire night digging. Turns out the lake doesn't belong to the HOA at all. It belongs to the original developer, Summit Builders, who only leased recreational rights to the HOA for 25 years, and that lease had exactly 45 days left. Summit was drowning in debt from pandemic fallout. And Evelyn, she was secretly negotiating to buy the lake dirt cheap, turn it into private luxury villas, and flip them for tens of millions through her own company, Hargrove Elite Homes. I started building my team. First was Harold Jenkins, a 70-year-old retired attorney next door who'd been terrorized for years over his organic vegetable garden ruining curb appeal. He introduced me to Lan Nguyen, a Vietnamese-American software engineer targeted for excessive children's noise. Then there was Jamal Torres, local coffee shop owner and walking spreadsheet, who had data on hundreds of selective violations. New residents and minorities got fined at double the rate, and their homes always ended up sold cheap to one of Evelyn's shell companies. The deeper I dug, the uglier it got. Evelyn was weaponizing the HOA to tank property values, buy low through proxies, renovate, and sell high. The lake was her grand finale. She planned to fill in 15% of the water and build 8 waterfront spec mansions. I did what I do best. I treated it like a hostile takeover. I formed Blackwood Waters, Inc., flew to Summit's headquarters in Chicago, and slapped a $380,000 all-cash offer on the table, 30% above Evelyn's rumored bid closing, in 5 days. The CEO nearly jumped across the desk. "You just saved my company, man." Title transferred. The lake was mine. I kept it dead quiet and waited for the perfect moment. Evelyn scheduled her victory party, Lake Heritage Gala, longtime residents, only free wine, live jazz, the whole production. She was mid-speech about the glorious future when I walked in with my attorney, 2 off-duty security guards, and a poster-sized copy of the new deed. I took the microphone. Good evening, everyone. Ethan Blackwood here. Quick update, this lake is now private property. Mine. The HOA lease was terminated early for maintenance violations. You're all trespassing. You have 10 minutes to leave before law enforcement gets involved. Chaos. Evelyn started screaming. This is impossible. We'll sue my attorney. Just smiled and said, be our guest. She went full scorched earth after that endless fines for imaginary violations. Grass 1 centimeter too tall. Trash can 3 inches off regulation. Fake rumors that I was poisoning the water even got her buddies on the city council to threaten bogus building code violations. Mia got bullied at school for being the family that ruins everything. But I hit back harder. I launched the Blackwood Kids Fishing Program free every Sunday for every child in the neighborhood, except the kids and grandkids of current HOA board members. Parents revolted. 2 board members resigned in the same week because their kids were throwing tantrums about missing fishing day. I hired an independent forensic auditor who uncovered Evelyn skimming HOA funds for personal luxury trips. Harold recorded her trying to bribe him to convince me to sell. We sent the tape to the DA and every local news station. Endgame, Evelyn was forced to resign, charged with fraud and attempted environmental sabotage. My new security cameras caught her dumping chemicals into the lake at 3 a.m. Her house sold at a massive loss. I transferred the lake to a new community trust, renamed it Lake Laura, and rewrote the rules total transparency term limits zero tolerance for discrimination. Today, Mia and I sit on the dock at sunset. She smiles the real kind that reaches her eyes and says, Mom would be so proud of you, Dad. The neighborhood is united for the first time in decades. Kids play freely. Neighbors actually wave. Lesson learned, never fear the bully. Turn their own rules into your weapon. If you're suffering under a toxic HOA right now, read every line of your covenants. Find your allies, stay quiet, and wait for the killing blow. So what do you think? Drop a comment below if you've ever beaten your own HOA monster.